Buzzword is. I'm so sorry about that. I was experiencing technical difficulties. You know what, like everyone being online now. My apologies. I'm so happy everyone is here today. I was trying to madly get connected and see everyone that is here. So my apologies. Thank you so much for being so patient. This is exciting. Good job. Okay. So if you saw today what we're going to try and do, I'm going to try something is very tricky. It's tricky stuff. Okay. So boys and girls, what I want to try today is I want to see if I can layer some different liquids. Okay. So because of their density, it means they are some are heavier liquids than other liquids. It means the number of particles gets stuck together more and makes them layered. So we're going to try this today. But my question for you is whether you think different items will float at the different layers. Okay? So I know, just a moment. Before we even start, I want to say thank you so much to the friends in Miss Blue's and Miss Canwell's class. Thank you so much for sending me the pictures of your experiments and your solar oven. That was so exciting for Dr. Fuzzleworth to receive that you were doing the experiment. So boys and girls, if at any time you do an experiment and you want your teacher to send it to me, please go ahead and do that. Okay? They have my email address. They can send it to me. I would love to see your pictures. Okay? So that was so exciting. So thank you. It made my day. It made me so happy. So thank you to Miss Blues and Miss Canwell's class. That was fantastic. Okay, so boys and girls, we are going to put different layers into a cup. But my question for you is whether or not you think the different items will float at the different levels. Okay? So I know that some friends like to do these experiments with me. There's a lot of different ingredients today. I will show you what it is. You can talk amongst yourselves, but I'll show you the different things involved today. We have lots of different things. Okay, so I have just a plain plastic cup. I have that. Now, the things I'm going to float though, or try to float. So I have some marshmallows. I have some blueberries. I have some strawberries. And one more thing, I have some Smarties. Okay? So boys and girls, in the different layers, my question for you today is whether or not you think the different items will float at the different layers. Okay, so I'll give you a moment. I have my containers. I have my yes, no container here for what you think. Whether or not you think the different items will float at different layers, or will they all sink to the bottom? It's tricky business. I know. What do you think? Do you think they will float at the different layers or not float? Okay. Thank you, Mademoiselle. Okay. All right. So Mademoiselle McGurran says, we think that they will float at the different layers. Okay. Thank you, Mademoiselle. Mademoiselle McGurran's class. Okay. Oh, thank you, Miss Paul. So Miss Paul's class says, yes, we think they can do it. Okay, so we're going to put the two of you into the yes. All right. Okay. Miss Lee and Miss Watson. All right, Miss Lee and Miss Watson's class, they think that, yes, the things will float. Okay. I wonder if they're going to float at different layers though. Yeah. Okay. Okay, Miss Lou. Miss Lou and Miss Giles. Okay, so yes, you think they are going to float as well? Okay, so I wonder, Miss Craig's class and Miss Capadia's class said yes, they think they will float. Okay, so Miss Felker's class said they think all the items will float. All right. Okay, you guys have so much faith in me. I appreciate it. Okay, we're working hard down here in Fuzzleword Fridays. Okay, so let me see here. Okay, Miss Felker's class. Thank you. Oh, I just did Miss Felker's class. Miss Sando's class. Okay, Miss Sando and Miss Royan, thank you for joining us today. Hello, happy Friday. Most of us think that they will float. Okay, I know it's a little bit tricky, right? Okay. Miss Lacombe's class think that they were all floating too. So boys and girls, I want you to think whether or not they're going to float at the different layers. Okay, it's a little bit tricky. Okay, so Miss Severnak's class, thank you, Miss Severnak's class. Miss Severnak's class said, we think that some will float at the different layers and some of them will sink to the bottom. Okay, yes. All right. Okay, I think that is everyone that is here today. I think that Miss Redpath's class was having some troubles getting on last time. I'm not sure if they are here today. Oh, I'm so sorry, Miss Redpath's class, you're here. Okay, that they're going to float. She said, we think some will float and some will sink at the different layers. Okay, Miss Redpath's class, I have your name. My apologies. It's hard to read this at the same time. Make sure I get everybody. Okay, so boys and girls, we are going to start. So the important thing to do, the very important thing when you're going to try and layer, there's a couple of important things to do. So I will show you the other ingredients. I showed you the things that we are going to try and put in the different layers. But here are some of the ingredients that we're going to use. Okay, just in case you want to try this into your house too. Okay, so we have some lovely corn syrup. Okay, corn syrup, a little bit like maple syrup. But we're using corn syrup today. Okay, so we have this liquid. We have dish soap. Okay, I have Dawn, but that's just what I have in my house. So you can use whatever kind of soap you use to wash your dishes. Okay, so mine happens to be a blue. We're going to get a little bit of water and oil. So we're going to use a little bit of oil and a little bit of water. I am so lucky today to have an assistant with me. So he gets to help me. So the important part is we need to make sure they're all 60 milliliters. Okay, so it's important to make sure you have the same amount for each one. So we're going to use the 60 milliliters of each of the ingredients. Okay, so first we're going to use the water. Okay, so we're just going to get the water ready first. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of color into my water. I have chosen red food coloring today. You also need that in your ingredient list. I chose some red food coloring today because I have my Dawn that's blue, so I don't want it to look the same. I was going to use blue, but I decided to change to red. So thank you to my assistant. I have my 60 milliliters of water. I'm going to add some food coloring now. So I'm just going to put this down so that you are able to see what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm going to put a little plate here. I have my cup. Okay, so now you will be able to see what I am doing here. It makes it a little easier. So I have my cup, and I'm going to add some of my food coloring. Okay, makes it a nice, added a generous amount, you might say, to my cup. Let's give it a little bit of a stir. Okay, I don't need this right now, so I'm going to put it aside. Okay, so I'm just going to pour it into another measuring cup because I don't need that right now. Okay, so I'm just going to put this aside, but I needed to use that one. Okay, so now my very first thing that I'm going to layer is my corn syrup. So my first thing is my corn syrup. So I'm going to again take my 60 milliliters of corn syrup. I have this very special measuring cup that I can see the measurements on the side here. So my first measurement is 50. We know that just a little more than that is 60. So I'm going to pour it in to have a look here. So I want to make sure that it's the same amount for each of the things. All right. That's the best way to do it, off to the side. So I'm done with my corn syrup now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour my corn syrup into the bottom of the cup. You want to be very sure, very careful that you don't pour it down the side of the cup. Okay, just straight into the bottom. Okay, I'm going to try hard to get most of these things, most of this out. Okay. Oops. I did just what I told you not to do. Okay. So my next thing that I need is I need something to pour my liquids on. I don't want to pour them right into the bottom or they will mix right away. So very carefully, I'm going to pour my liquid on. I have a very magic hand here. So I'm going to put this in so that I pour my liquid onto the little spatula. So you could use a little stir stick or something. I have a spatula today, and I want to make sure that it's just above where the other liquid is, okay? And then my magic hand is going to pour it down very carefully and slowly. Okay, slow, slow, slow. So it is going to make a very beautiful layer. Okay, so let's have a little look-see here. Okay, so boys and girls, so far it is working. Okay, we have our corn syrup. Then we have our water. Our next layer is our water. Okay, so because of density, they are layering very carefully there. Okay, so my very next one that I'm going to try to add is my dish soap. Dish soap. Okay, so I'm going to use my, again, that's okay. I think I can use this one. I will use that for next one. Okay, so my next thing I'm going to add is my dish soap. Again, I'm adding my 60 milliliters. Oh, I made some bubbles. Okay, I'm just trying to see here where I can see the 60 milliliters. Okay, so I get to my 50 line, and then I go just a little bit past. There we go, and I get to my 60. Okay, so I'm done with my soap, so I can move that away. So my next thing again, I'm going to just wipe off the color off of this. All right, again, I want to make sure that it's just above this line. Okay, I'm going to hold it up. Now my magic hand is going to pour that in for me so I can hold this. Nice and slowly so that I don't mix. Okay. Looks good. Okay, let me just wipe this off. All right. Fabulous. Okay. Oh, boys and girls, this is so exciting. I hope you can see this. I'm going to just move it up for you. You can see the different layers. Wow, so cool. Okay, so remember first we have our corn syrup, then we had our dish soap, and then we put the next one, which was our water. Okay, so the very last one we're going to add is our oil. And again, we want to have the 60 milliliters of the water. Okay, so I have my measuring cup again. I'm going to take my, to check again for my 60 milliliters. Okay, which side is it on here? Okay, there we go. Okay, so I have my oil next. Okay, so boys and girls, remember again, pour onto your spatula or something so that it will keep the layers. Okay, so I'm going to hold that just above my line. This really is a two-person job, so I very much appreciate my assistant today. I want to try very hard to keep my layers going. Okay, boys and girls, it's like a little rainbow. It's so exciting. Okay. Amazing. Okay, so boys and girls, I think I'm just going to try and move this so you can see it a little bit better. Okay, so we have our corn syrup, we have our dish soap, we have our colored water, and we have our oil. Amazing. Well done. That is perfect. Thank you. Okay, this is so cool. Okay, so boys and girls, now what I want to do is I want to try to add the different items. Okay, so I have my strawberry. My strawberry is too big, so I'm going to just cut a piece of my strawberry. I'm just going to move this over a little bit. I have my cutting board, and I have my knife. So boys and girls, please make sure that you are careful and let mommies and daddies do this job for you. Okay, so I'm just going to, all right. So I have a strawberry that we're going to add. I have a blueberry. Now I wonder if you can make predictions where you think the different items will land. Just going to get all my items out. I have a little mini marshmallow. There we go. Lovely green color that it is. Okay, and then I have my Smarties. Oh, this is exciting. Dr. Fuzzleworth gets to eat Smarties after because I have a couple extra. Like a whole container. All right, so I have all of my items. All of my things are now ready to go. I'm just going to check my chat bar to see if anyone has made a prediction. Okay, so boys and girls, I have my 4 items. Now my hope, keep your fingers crossed, is that they are going to sit in the different layers, okay? That is what I want to try and see if that works. Okay, so I'm going to take my Smartie first. Okay, I have my little Smartie here. I'm going to put it right into the water. Okay, so my Smartie, boys and girls. Okay, my Smartie is sitting right in the layer, right in between the corn syrup and the dish soap. Okay, I want to hold that so that you can see. All right, it's sitting right there, right at the level of that, okay? All right. Okay, now I'm going to draw my strawberry. So I'm going to put my strawberry in. Let's see. I wonder where it will go. It smells so good. I wonder where it will sit in our density items here. Okay, let's see. Okay. So my strawberry is right here. It's right in between the oil and the water. Okay, that is where it has decided to stop and float. Okay, so now we have a blueberry. Let's try this. Wonder where it's going to go. Oh, there it is. I'm just going to try and turn this for you. Okay, it's hanging out with the strawberry. So it's right in here with the strawberry. Okay. Now I wonder if it makes a difference if the strawberry is bigger. What do you think? I don't know. Okay. And we have one more thing. We have our little marshmallow. So let's see here. Oh, the marshmallow stayed right on the top. Just like if you were having a hot chocolate. It is floating right on the top of the oil. Okay, so cool. All right, boys and girls, that was very neat. Wow, to see all the different things. I'm going to hold it so you can see a little better there. And you can see all the different items and where they sunk to. Oh, our Smartie is actually going a little bit further down. Now it's more in the corn syrup. Okay. All right, boys and girls, that was so cool. All right. Wow. I'm so happy that our layers are different density layers that worked. Okay. That just means the different particles are sticking together. Some are heavier than others. They're heavier things. So you might have seen this when you try to mix salad dressing that's oil and water and you shake and shake and shake and shake. It's okay when you put it on, but then when you put it back onto the table, then it starts to separate again. Okay, they're not friends. Oil and water are not friends, right? But this is so cool. And I am so glad that the different items are able to float in the different liquids. How cool is that? Wow. All right. So boys and girls, you can try this with your mommies and daddies. This is so exciting and so interesting and fun. And you'll be able to do this too. Okay. So remember we had our corn syrup. Then we did our soap. We did our water. You don't have to change the color of the water. It just makes it a little more fun, more like a rainbow, and it's easier to see. And then you have your oil. The very important thing to remember is to use the same amount of each one. Okay, so Dr. Fuzzleworth chose 60 milliliters because I wanted it to fit into my cup. Okay, so that was a good one. It's also very cool when you use a clear glass, right? So then you'll be able to see all the different liquids better. So boys and girls, now to extend your thinking just a little bit more, think if there's other things in your house, little small objects that you could see where they float in the different layers. Maybe you could try a Cheerio, or a little a bead, or a Skittle. Okay, different things are going to float at the different densities. Okay, so try that out, and please remember, if you have any pictures that you want to send Dr. Fuzzleworth, it just made me so happy to see you loving science and doing that at your house too. Okay, so boys and girls, until next time, that was so fun. I hope you had a good time and you learned something new, and you can try this with your mommies and daddies at home. Okay, so have a wonderful weekend, everyone, and until next time, I will see you soon. Keep thinking about science. Okay, so exciting. All right, okay, bye-bye, everyone. See you later.